Welcome to our caregiving team at Providence Senior Living. I'm Lori Sherman. You're watching a video about resident safety. Safety checks are completed by the caregiver at least every 2 hours while awake. Safety checks are not performed at night because our caregivers are sleeping at night. Residents who are at risk of safety issues at night should be given a call monitor or a baby monitor if their families have consented. Please make sure that call lights are functional and baby lights are functional, baby monitors are functional before you go to bed. Make sure that if the resident needs you at night, they can reach you. However, we do not ask you to wake up at night and do bed checks. That is not a service that we provide, and we neither admit nor retain residents who require those services. Staff, residents, and their families should be very well educated on the house rules. House rules are posted on the bulletin board of every home, so if you don't know what they are, please take a minute to read them. This includes things like smoking, which is only allowed in designated smoking areas. Staff should be knowledgeable of and support resident rights. We will have another video about resident rights, but please realize that this is part of resident safety. Medications are always to be kept under lock and key. That includes insulins, which should be kept in the lock box in the refrigerator. Please never turn your back on an unlocked medication cabinet or leave medications lying around in a resident's room or in a bathroom. Cleaning chemicals are always to be secured. There are several places where this can be accomplished in each of our homes. It's usually behind a closed door. If you feel that a particular resident is at risk or showing interest in chemicals, please let the manager know so additional precautions can be taken. Residents' bedroom doors are never to be closed or locked unless the resident requests it. Never lock a resident in or out of a room. The homes are equipped with sprinkler systems, exit lighting, smoke alarms, fire extinguishers, and monitored fire alarms. All visitors are asked to sign in on the sign-in log, with the exception of family visitors who are not required to sign in. Residents who may be at risk of elopement should be reported to management immediately. We have orange safety cones, which should be used when you mop a floor that might be slippery when wet. The kitchen should be monitored by the caregiver so that residents cannot burn themselves. All of our Providence homes have flameless electric cooktops. Nonetheless, these can still cause fires. Make sure that residents are not doing anything unsafe in the kitchen, like playing with the stove knobs or with the oven knobs. If you feel that a resident is overly interested in, particularly a confused resident is overly interested in the kitchen knobs, you can always take the knobs off of the stove or off of the oven and put them in a place where the resident won't find them, and at least that way they won't be able to hurt themselves. Whenever there's ice or inclement weather, please make sure that the ramps are not getting slippery. Let management know if you start to see ice. We do keep a supply of salt on hand that can be sprinkled on the ramps so that they don't become slick and become a safety hazard. Please remember that no space heaters are ever permitted in personal care homes in Georgia. This is a state regulation. This is not a Providence policy. Space heaters are absolutely not permitted. If a family tries to bring in a space heater, please ask them to call me and talk to me about it. Please use any adaptive equipment that you're given by a physical therapist or by the manager. This might include a gait belt to use with a resident who is unstable when walking. It might include a walker or some other form of stabilization device. So please make sure that you use all adaptive equipment that the resident needs. We are never to restrain residents. We should never tie sheets around them. They should never be restrained in bed or in chairs. They should never be locked in or out of rooms. Please make sure that surfaces are dry and clean so that residents won't fall. If you have any questions about safety in the home, please speak to your manager.